Today. Some of you guys heard me use this example before. I've had a few knee surgeries, and I tore the cartilage in my left knee. My right one, I've had 3 surgeries, and my left one, I had 1. And so, anyways, I had surgery on it, and unbelievably, I got a blood clot in the back of my knee.
Lovely.
Yeah, kind of negative. And so the doctor goes like this. He said, "Well, Bob," he said, "you got to go to the hospital, and you need to spend a few days there for your blood," and on and on. And then he goes like this. And I had known him because I owned the baseball academy. His son came to my academy, and he was also the doctor for the Milwaukee Bucks, orthopedic surgeon. So he was a very good, ultimate surgeon. And he said this. He said, he goes, "Hey, let me ask you a question." And he goes, "Could you give yourself shots in the stomach?" Just like asking somebody, "Hey, can you pass me the salt?" I'm telling you, doctors, I was just like, I said, "I don't think I can, but I know somebody's been wanting to stab me for about 15 years. That's my wife. I nodded to her. He goes, "Oh, yeah, your wife can do it, no problem." So I bust the news on her, "Hey, you need to shoot me in the stomach with shots," okay? So anyway, she says, "Okay, I'll do that." So I have to stay in the hospital. But when we went to get the medicine, 5 shots of heparin. Now, the insurance didn't cover it because we have no prescription, because we're, young, healthy, so we don't need that. And they show me the liquid, and I mean, it was like a half an ounce, not even that. And it was over $500 for 5 shots.
Whoa.
Yeah, we're $500. So I'm complaining. $500, look at this stuff. What the heck is in that? So Rhonda smacks me, and she goes, "Quit complaining, it's saving your life."
Wow.
See, it's not what it is.
It's what it does.
It's what it does. See, what they're buying the Rainbow is not for what it is. They're paying for what it does. It provides them something they cannot get any other way, and that's a clean and healthy home. That saves them thousands of dollars for the rest of their life. So health, Jennifer, is a major factor. But in order to get the power in the health presentation, you got to do a killer light show, you got to do a killer air wash, and you got to beat up their vacuum. You got to scrape the bags, you got to scrape the filters. We got to talk about 5 million living and breathing germs in a thimble full of dirt. You got to pop the filter out. You got to smack it, and say, "Is that healthy or unhealthy?" And so I always like to say, "Hey, if you went, I take the filter out, shine the light on it," and I say, "Let's say, Christian, you were in the hospital and they had you on a breathing machine and this filter was connected to your breathing machine. Now, how long would it take you to check out of that hospital?" Immediately, right? But here's the wild thing, Joni. Every time you turn your vacuum on, all the air in the room is pumped through that filter. And every room in your home that you run this thing spews germs and bacteria in every single room in your house. And when this stuff comes out of the machine, it stays in the air at nose level your family breathes between 8 to 12 hours. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? Absolutely, right? That's amazing. And then I pop it back in. So you gotta do that. See, listen, let me just show. The more belief you have, the less you offend the customer. So I'm going to say that again. The more belief you have, the less risk you have of offending the customer. In other words, Cody, if you go like this, they know you kind of like the Rainbow, and I say something and you say something, it can come across differently. So the more you believe, the less risk you have offending. Like if I go like this, "Hey, if you were hooked up to," and that's hilarious, isn't it? Seriously, if you think about that. Right? Yeah, if you're hooked up to a breathing machine and that filter was connected to it, how long would it take you to check out of that hospital? Immediately, right? You wouldn't hang out there. But yet, every time you turn your vacuum on, all your breathing air in that room is pumped through that little filter. And it spews germs and bacteria. And in fact, that stuff will stay in the air at nose level your family breathes between 8 to 12 hours. That's amazing, isn't it? Is there any way that could be healthy? What do you guys think?
No.
Absolutely not. See, in other words, Eric, they know how much belief I've got. Okay? Okay. So, Eric, what's a big reason why you think people buy rainbows, or why you would want a rainbow?
Well, for health.
Okay. So, all right, now let's take it. Eric, you got to try again now.
Cleanliness.
Cleanliness. Right. Fundamental 101. I mean, look. there's a difference between being, like, let me just give an example, okay? My oldest daughter, she's 22 years old, and she is such one of the sweetest people on planet Earth. Okay, she is such a great, great kid, very, very smart, very intelligent, but sometimes Cody, man, she's a little gullible. Okay? Like if she was driving down the road and somebody had a sign up, you know, and it said lost, need food, or would work, you know, she would just open up her purse, and even if the guy had a suit on and was wearing a Rolex, she'd say, okay, here, take it. Okay?
Wow.
She is just, you know, she's a sweetie, but she's a little gullible sometimes, okay? So I try to work with her on those things, you know? And, you know, I think it's important that cleanliness is so critical to your demonstration that when we do our presentation, the cleanliness factor has to be shown, because you have to have about 40 to 50 dirt pads in front of the customer. If you don't have that, you're not going to show the cleanliness factor, right? So cleanliness, very simple how we're going to ask that question. We've asked it a few times today. Hey, there's one of two ways to get rid of dirt out of your house. One would be rip up all your carpet, throw it away. Two would be use a rainbow, which would be most practical. There's one of two ways to get rid of the dirt out of your house, okay? Right? Or we say this, or let me say it this way. I was going to do the sand example, but let's go this way. If the rainbow goes, the dirt stays. If the rainbow stays, the dirt goes. Now let me ask you a question. Would you rather keep all that dirt or a rainbow?
A rainbow.
A rainbow, exactly. So it's the cleanliness, right? I know that Eric, virtually every demo I've put on, and they had kids in the home. And the older I've got, I think a little bit stronger I've become in this, okay? And I would say this, you know, Joni, obviously your carpet and your furniture in your home is your children's playground. This is where they play. And if they were outside and they were playing at a bunch of germs and bacteria, what would you tell them? Get the heck out of there, right? And if they were outside and they had germs and bacteria all over their hands, what would you tell them to do? To wash them. And so that's one of the cool things the rainbow does. It washes all the air and gets rid of the dirt out of your house. Because, Joni, I can tell by the expression on your face, a clean home is very important to you, isn't it? Exactly. And I know what you're thinking, Cody. Hey, Bob, how affordable is a rainbow? Well, Cody, let me give you an example. Let's say if you guys took your family to the doctor and you said, hey, you're a very healthy family, but if you guys could drink an extra gallon of milk a day, and I know, Jude, that's a lot of milk, but if you did, you'd be healthier. Financially, Eric, at this point in your life, could your family swing an extra gallon of milk a day?
Sure.
And Jennifer, how much would you normally spend on a gallon of milk?
I believe it's just under $3 if you go to the right store.
Yeah, around $3, right?
Right
Okay.
store.
Yeah, you're around
That's
$3.
good.
I don't buy milk, so I don't know.
I got you. Okay.
Like-
and look,
That's
I
actually close, so.
and now, okay, so I'm gonna finish with milk, and I'll go back then. Okay,
Okay.
so about $3. So in other words, Daniel, $3 a day, that wouldn't make or break your family's lifestyle. That would be affordable. I mean, you guys wouldn't be checking out the neighbor's dog for dinner the next night, right? $3, you guys would be affordable for you?
Thought about it.
Yeah, that would be.
Talking about the dog.
No, don't eat the dog, man. It's not cool.
Tasty.
Okay. So for $3, that would be affordable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and see, that's exactly, Joni, what a rainbow is. And it's only actually $2.50 a day. And Francis, for $2.50 a day, you get clean air, clean carpet, clean furniture, clean mattress, clean home for just $2.50 a day. And Jude, for $2.50 a day, that's got to be worth it, isn't it?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. Now let's say the customer says, "Well, I don't drink milk." Okay. Let's say
$2, no.
yeah, I say, let's say it was orange juice or something healthy or vitamins, and they ask you to spend $2.50 a day to have your family be healthier. Financially, could you swing that? That's exactly what the rainbow is. It's $2.50 a day. I'd interviewed somebody yesterday, and she goes, "How much is it?" I said, "Well, people can buy it for $2.50 a day." Oh, okay, cool. Oh, see, it's a different perspective. Because how much is it? It's $2.50 a day. Okay? I'll tell you what was amazing is, okay, my satellite bill. You know, my satellite bills were $1,300 a month or $1,300 a year for my satellite.
I was gonna say,
Oh, wow.
Watching, right?
He's watching another world.
FCC's coming over, it's all right. But we pay about $1,300 a year on our satellite. You know, we do, because we have the MLB package because we're Milwaukee Brewer fans, and they don't really advertise the Brewers here, you know. I like the
Nah.
Rangers too, which is pretty cool. I
There
like
you
that.
go, there you go.
Yeah, so I like the Rangers. Okay, but the whole point is, if let's say, okay, here's how your TV works. In January, you write a check for $1,300, and then you get free TV for a year. What do you think would happen to DirecTV if they required their customers to do that?
Oh, they go out of business.
They would sell a lot less. Would you agree with that?
People
Yes.
wouldn't pay that much up front.
Exactly. Okay, let's say now our electric bill, you guys, I mean, our house isn't all that big. It's not all that little, but it's about, I think, like 3,700 square feet. So it's not like massive, but it's not little. And I think our electric bill in the summertime is like, you know, at least 300, I think. I don't know, Rhonda would know. But let's say our electric bill is like 2,000 a year. Now, I don't know if that's what it is, but let's say it's in the neighborhood. So let's say January 2nd, you had to write a check for $2,000.
Not
Yeah,
gonna happen.
the electric company would sell a lot less electricity, right? The whole point we're trying to say is what we don't want is the customer. The only time we look at the customer at the $2,389 is this amount right here. 10,000. The rainbow is $2,389. Okay? And that means if you buy a rainbow, you save $7,700. So what that means is you save $7,700 and you get a clean home. See, there's a big difference between price and cost.
Price and value.
So to give you an example of this, Francis, price is a one-time thing.
Right.
So let me give you an example. Let's say somebody went out and bought a Dyson and they paid $499 for it. That's the price. But it's gonna cost them over $10,000 in 15 years to use that. The cost is gonna be in replacing carpeting, furnishing, right? Shampooing, all those type of things. Exactly. Like I had a customer 2 weeks ago, and she was asking about the machine, and so I go out and then I'm doing the demo, and then I go in the Aquaman. The guy goes like this: No, we hire somebody to do it professionally. We don't do that. I said, okay. I said, here's what I want to do.
Still, we didn't have to
I
do
said,
that.
that's why I said, well, and let me ask you a question. Why do you do that? Oh, because they do a good job, and you know, just time-wise. I said, well, I'll still show it to you, and just tell me what you think. Okay, so what did I talk about? Now, when you hire somebody, when they come in now, do they bring their machine and they vacuum, they use a rainbow, get all the dirt out before they shampoo? They don't do that, do they, right? So if you have all this dirt and now you pour water in all that dirt in your carpeting, now you're gonna turn that dirt into what? Mud. Okay, now the solution is they're gonna put soap in that mud and they're gonna scrub it and then try to suck it out. Now, if you washed your hair, Joni, you make sure you rinse it, right? Jennifer, if you washed your car, you'd rinse it, right? Francis, we wash our clothes, they go through a rinse cycle. I mean, if you did dishes, you'd wash them, you'd rinse them, right, Christian? So is there anything you wash but you don't rinse? Nothing. But we do it through the carpeting. So here's what happens. You ever notice, Cody, that after they shampoo the carpeting and then it dries, it's a little crunchier? And the dirt will stick to it. It's a little harder to clean, right? It has the soap residue on it. Now, why don't they rinse it? Well, they'd have to have a big gallons of water to bring to your home to rinse. That's what they'd have to have. So they're not going to do that. So us as consumers are not as educated. We don't know until somebody like me explains it to you, right? Pretty cool. You guys have learned a lot today, haven't you?
Yeah.
So with our company, what Rainbow does is we wash the carpeting, and the second thing we do is we rinse it. Now here, check this out. Watch how easy this is. Okay, now let's say you go hire a shampoo company, and Joni, they come out and they charge you $150, and the next morning you wake up and spill coffee. Now, obviously, they would drop everything they're doing, come back out and shampoo that carpet for free. Is that right? They're going to charge you what? Another $150.
For that one little
Exactly.
thing.
That's what they're going to do. They're going to keep doing that. So when do accidents happen? We don't know. That's why they're called accidents. But the cool thing is, if you have your own Aquamate over there in your closet, when the accident happens, you pop your Aquamate, and how long would that take you to knock the stain out? Instantly, just like that. Okay? So guess what happened? That's how one of the reasons they got an instant set appointment. I went on another sale because what do they want? The Aquamates. See, if somebody hires somebody professionally, well, that's terrible. They're gonna leave soap residue on their carpeting and their carpet's loaded with dirt. Right?
Yeah.
So we know what we got is awesome. Okay, we know that. All right? Okay, so let's go. Okay, Christian, what's the big reason why you